For over 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has guarded its secrets with silent, stony authority, while its grand chambers have been open to us for centuries. Its narrowest, most mysterious passages remain sealed, impenetrable to human explorers. That is, until we sent in the robots. This is the story of how modern machines ventured where no human could, revealing the engineered heart of an ancient wonder. When archaeologists realized that several small, square shafts within the pyramid were too narrow for any person to enter, the challenge became a technological one. These passages, some just 20 centimeters wide, snaked deep into the pyramid's core, featuring sharp turns and mysterious dead ends. The solution, custom-built. Robotic explorers. These weren't off-the-shelf drones. Engineers had to design compact, stable machines capable of navigating tight spaces, equipped with precise lighting to illuminate the darkness, and even carrying specialized tools for what lay ahead. Their mission was clear: to observe and document, without causing any harm to the priceless structure. The first major target was a pair of shafts originating from the so-called Queen's Chamber. As the little robot inched its way upward through the dusty passage, its camera transmitted a live feed that held the world's breath. After a painstaking journey of 65 meters, it came to a halt, not because of a collapse or a natural obstruction, but because it had reached a deliberate barrier. A smooth, polished limestone slab, perfectly fitted to block the way. It was a door sealed since the time of the pharaohs. The shaft didn't just end, it was intentionally closed. What was it protecting? The mystery deepened. This discovery led to the development of even more advanced robots. The next generation of explorers came armed with micro-drills and fiber-optic cameras. The goal was to peek behind the stone door with minimal impact. The robot carefully drilled a tiny hole, just big enough to pass a lens through. As the camera pushed through the aperture, it revealed a small, empty cavity, a hidden space that had been concealed for millennia. But the journey wasn't over. At the far end of this hidden chamber was another stone panel. A second door set even deeper into the pyramid's structure. This wasn't an accident. It was a series of meticulously engineered seals. Adding to the puzzle were two small, elegant copper fittings embedded in the first stone door. Their presence sparked intense debate among Egyptologists. Were they symbolic handles for the king's spirit to use on his journey to the afterlife? Or were they practical, structural anchors used during construction for lifting or alignment, preserved perfectly by the dry, stable environment? Their precise shape and placement suggested a level of planning that went far beyond simple utility. Whatever their purpose, these copper handles pointed to a ceremonial significance, reinforcing the idea that these shafts were more than just ventilation. They were sacred pathways. As robots continued their surveys, they did more than just look for chambers. They mapped the interior with unprecedented accuracy. These new measurements revealed that the shafts were not perfectly straight. They contained slight, deliberate deviations in their angles. When these angles were cross-referenced with star maps, an incredible pattern emerged. One shaft from the Queen's chamber pointed toward the circumpolar stars, the imperishable stars that never set. A shaft from the king's chamber pointed directly at the belt of the constellation Orion, which the ancient Egyptians associated with the god Osiris, ruler of the underworld. The pyramid wasn't just a tomb. It was a finely tuned instrument, a launchpad for the soul, aligning the deceased pharaoh with the cosmos. The high-resolution cameras on these robots also gave us a close-up look at how the pyramid was built. On the limestone walls of these inaccessible passages, they detected ancient tool marks. The distinct patterns of cuts showed the work of copper chisels and stone hammers, evidence of an organized workforce using standardized techniques. The consistency of these marks, even in the most remote corners of the pyramid, painted a picture of incredible coordination and planning. This physical evidence silenced earlier theories that the shafts might have been accidental or unfinished features. They were part of the master plan from the very beginning. The robotic exploration didn't stop at the Queen's chamber. The shafts leading from the king's chamber were also investigated. And what did the robots find? The exact same scenario. Each shaft terminated in a beautifully polished stone panel, a sealed barrier almost identical to the ones found below. While these stones bore no inscriptions, their quality and placement deep within the structure spoke volumes. They were clear indicators of ceremonial purpose, and demonstrated the builder's astonishing ability to maneuver and position massive blocks within incredibly tight confines. The robots revealed the flawless joinery that has allowed this monument to stand against time for millennia. Later, robotic models were equipped with even more sophisticated technology, including infrared scanning equipment. As these robots moved through the shafts, they scanned the surrounding blocks, detecting subtle differences in temperature. These thermal anomalies hinted at the presence of voids or air pockets hidden behind the stone walls. Some were small and regular, but others suggested the existence of larger, undiscovered spaces. While the exact nature of these voids remains unconfirmed, the consistent readings from multiple surveys suggest they are intentional parts of the construction, not just random gaps from settling. The Great Pyramid, it seems, still has more chambers to reveal. The robots also became microarchaeologists. The layers of dust that had settled over 4,500 years were carefully documented. Their distribution revealed ancient airflow patterns, showing that the shafts may have had a purpose during construction, perhaps for ventilation, before being hermetically sealed. Once closed, the air became still, and the dust settled into a stable, undisturbed record. This physical timeline proved that these chambers had remained completely untouched since the day they were sealed by the pyramid's original builders. The slight bends and angle shifts within the shafts were also confirmed to be part of the original design. These angular changes weren't flaws or the result of settling. They were intentional. By preventing a direct line of sight from the outside, they kept the deep interior in permanent darkness, protecting whatever lay within from any external exposure. The robots confirmed that the pyramid's geometry was deliberate, a testament to the builder's architectural genius that has maintained its integrity under the weight of millions of tons of stone. Ultimately, the most profound discovery from these robotic missions wasn't treasure or a secret burial. It was the discovery of engineered intent. The robots replaced centuries of speculation with hard, physical evidence. They showed us blocked chambers, purposefully aligned shafts, hidden cavities, and precise construction methods. They proved that the pyramid isn't a solid mass with a few random passages, but a complex, functional system. The robots didn't find gold, but they found something far more valuable. Understanding. They revealed a structure where mathematics, astronomy, labor organization, and religious belief were all integrated into a single, unified architectural masterpiece. The builders created sealed pathways with ritual meaning, airtight chambers with structural purpose, and deliberate barriers to protect the sacred interior. The robotic explorers have redirected our focus, showing us the Great Pyramid not just as a tomb, but as a complex, sophisticated machine, built with a purpose we are only now beginning to comprehend. The work isn't over, and with each new robotic generation, we get one step closer to finally unlocking all of its ancient secrets. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by how technology is unlocking the secrets of the past, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries.